Hey guys, it's Cliffe here. Welcome to another video. And those of you who've been subscribing to this channel and watching my videos for a while will maybe have picked up that I haven't spoken about one particular topic for quite a while. That topic being minimalism. And I thought I would just kind of address that a little bit at this stage. It's not something that kind of caught my attention for a while and then drifted away. It's still something that's very much at the forefront of my mind, but it is something that I find challenging and struggle a bit with. So it is something that I'm kind of working out how it fits in and working out what minimalism means to me. So minimalism is essentially the having what you need rather than having stuff that you don't need. So it's basically enabling you to make the most of what you have by not being cluttered up with other stuff. And that works on a number of levels. Obviously, if you have too many things and you have like paradoxes of choosing what to use or what to wear or whatever it is. Also, you lose time and money through maintenance and cleaning and all that kind of thing. So there's lots of benefits to taking a minimalist or perhaps essentialist kind of attitudes towards things, and certainly this is something that I have embraced in many ways now, as well as the fact that it's also an art form and a design concept and all these sorts of things. And for a while I was getting upset that people were kind of getting more, describing their desk setups as minimalist and all this kind of thing. And then I realized that actually that doesn't matter, because what matters is what it means to me. Now, as someone who has a head that does crazy things and goes through anxiety and depression and all that kind of thing, the whole concept of trying to declutter my head, declutter my mind, is something that is really important to me and something that I think is a very, very key factor in terms of my own personal development. But what I wanted to address here really is minimalism in the context of music and musical instruments and gear, in a way that I don't know I've talked about before. So I am more than aware, and my mind reminds me daily, many times a day, I have way more stuff than I need, so therefore I don't have a minimalist gear collection. And there are various reasons for that. One is that I kind of bit the gear bug and got gear acquisition syndrome well before minimalism came into my life. And another is that I've then been placing value on things that are then replacing things that maybe I didn't value and weren't worth their sort of role in my collection, if you will. But I've not yet managed to move those things on, and that's something that is partly a situation of where I am, because selling used goods in Hong Kong is very difficult, at least for a decent price. So that's something that's, when we move to Europe, hopefully I'll be able to address. And I have managed to sell a few things recently, so I've finally managed to get things rolling a bit. But yeah, that's part of things that the key pieces are things that often came later into my collection. So there were things that were there before that need to be removed from my collection, but they're high ticket, high value items, so they're not things that I just want to give away or recycle or whatever. So that's a bit of a challenge, because you've also always got to think about value on many levels. Value to you, monetary value, value to other people, value to lots of different things to think about there. While we have been very blessed financially during our time here, we're still not at a position where I can, give away thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars worth of equipment. That would just be bad stewardship when if I can sell the stuff, then at least I could then, put the money to a good cause, which would be much more sensible and worthwhile to the world in general. So that's kind of my approach there. But I was thinking, basically the problem is for me that sometimes my mind, in terms of justifying what I have, I can justify with equal weight having 2 guitars to having 12 guitars. And this is a battle in my mind. So this is something that maybe you've not seen through my videos much in the way of transition of guitars. I mean, let's face it, I could get by perfectly well, and this would be the minimalist approach, with blue and old red. So 1 guitar with 2 humbuckers, 1 guitar with 3 single coils. Anything beyond that is just a bonus. And I'm kind of got to look at it on a certain level as well, because I don't know what my situation will be in a year's time. It may be that I'm playing live. And if I'm playing live, then you need spare instruments, you need backup instruments in case you break a string or equipment failure or whatever. That's just a fact of playing live. So that's the kind of what if scenario. But I may not, in which case that might be the time then to make the decision to move on some of the stuff that I've acquired, beyond the level of just the stuff that I just don't need anymore and don't use anymore. So there's all sorts of questions and stages in the journey that are still to come. Now, I have been able to take a minimalist approach to many things in my life, my wardrobe, books and CDs and DVDs and all that kind of thing. Generally technology and stuff, but audio gear and that kind of stuff has definitely been something that has been the biggest struggle for me out of it, because A, it's this thing that I have the most of, and B, it's the thing that I actually make a living out of for the most part. So yeah, there's lots of things to think about, and it seems lately that there's been a bit of a backlash in using the term minimalist, from various sort of points of view on YouTube and stuff. And I absolutely understand that. A lot of people are essentially jumping on the bandwagon and using that term to describe things that maybe not the same thing as what I mean. So for me, my goal, and it is going to be a process, is to have what I need and what I am using, and every piece is valued and every piece is valuable, and not have surplus. That to me is this whole concept of enough. Enough is the opposite of surplus. So I never want to be short, but at the same time I don't want to have excess. And that is my goal. Now, whether that makes me a minimalist in the YouTube sense, I don't care. What that makes me is it's using the philosophy of minimalism, or essentialism if you want to call it that, to an end to help me to benefit my own mental health, to benefit my own creativity, to benefit my own life. And that, at the end of the day, is what the goal has to be for any of these things. If you blindly are following a path based on what Matt D'Avella or the minimalists or any of these people who have lots of great ideas, but not all of them are great, then, or at least not all of them fit everybody. If you're blindly following that path, then that's not going to necessarily satisfy you. It may do, but I think you've got to take all these things and think about them and apply them to your own life and your own situation, because everybody is different. As a musician, I need tools that maybe a non-musician wouldn't need, so therefore I need to have more things in a certain category than somebody else. But if I was an author or a professor or something, maybe I would need a lot more books than I have. So you've got to look at your own life and work out how if minimalism is something that appeals, and I think it would benefit a lot of people, but I don't think it's right for everyone. There are some people who get real value out of being surrounded by stuff, not hopefully to the extent of being hoarders, but just, you know, that for some people, sentimental items are really key part of their life, and that's fine. I've got friends who are like that. That's not me. I want everything to have a purpose. My problem is perhaps sometimes that I can find purpose in too many things, and maybe that's the key. That's the stumbling block that I need to get over on the days when my mind is being more lucid and less prone to anxiety attacks and depression and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of raise that, to kind of explain why I've not talked about this for quite a while, and also, you know, talk about my journey and what I'm thinking about and where I'm going. We'll be back to more conventional guitar-related content next week, but I just thought, yeah, it was the time to put this out there. Thanks for watching, guys. Love to know your thoughts. Take care, and I will speak to you soon.